We are at the edge of something massive, something most people can feel but can't quite explain. The final week of December is not just the end of a calendar year, it's a crossroads, a cosmic checkpoint. Right now, time feels different, heavier, sharper. It's as if the energy around us is amplifying every decision, every thought, every action. And if you're hearing this, it's not by accident. There's something you need to hear, something that could change how you step into the next phase of your life. Think about how you've lived this past year. The highs, the lows, the wins, the losses. But more importantly, think about the patterns, the ones you've repeated over and over, sometimes without even noticing. How much of your time, your energy, your life has been spent running on autopilot? How many days have blurred together because they weren't lived intentionally? This week is your wake-up call. The universe is offering you a rare moment of clarity. It's not about resolutions or promises for the new year, it's deeper than that. It's about understanding where you are right now and deciding, with complete certainty, where you want to go. But before we talk about what's next, we need to confront something most people avoid: the weight of unfinished business. Every unresolved emotion, every broken promise to yourself, every moment of avoidance is energy you're dragging into the future. If you don't face it, it will follow you. This isn't just about tying up loose ends, it's about freeing yourself. So what are you still holding on to that you know you need to release? Think about the people in your life. Who has supported your growth and who has drained it? This isn't about blame, it's about truth. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your energy, your decisions, your life. Who do you need to distance yourself from to create space for something better? Now, let's go even deeper. This is not just about external relationships, it's about the relationship you have with yourself. When was the last time you really stopped to listen to what you need? Not what society tells you, not what your responsibilities demand, but what your soul is quietly asking for. This week, you have the chance to realign, to start listening again.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons.
But listening isn't enough. This is the week for action. Small, deliberate, unshakable action. What you do in these next few days will set the tone for months, maybe even years to come. Think about it, every big transformation in life starts with a small moment of courage. What's one thing you can do right now to move closer to the life you're meant to live? Here's the truth no one wants to admit: most people will step into the new year exactly as they were before. Not because they can't change, but because they choose not to. Change is uncomfortable. It requires honesty, effort, and sacrifice. But the chosen ones, the ones who decide that mediocrity isn't enough, use this discomfort as fuel. This week is a mirror. It's reflecting back everything you've done and everything you haven't. Don't look away. Use what you see to decide how you want to show up tomorrow, next week, next year. The question is, will you rise to meet this moment? Will you take the warnings, the whispers of your intuition, and do something about them? Or will you let another year slip through your fingers? When you're ready to continue, we'll go even further. We'll talk about how to unlock the energy you need to make this transformation real, and what it takes to sustain it long after the final countdown of December 31st. The next part is about power your power. Are you ready? Let's talk about power, real power. Not the kind that comes from titles, money, or recognition, but the kind that comes from within. This week, you are standing at the edge of two realities: the one you've been living and the one you're capable of stepping into. The difference between the two is not talent, luck, or circumstance. It's energy. Most people don't understand energy, and that's why they stay stuck. Energy is not just about feeling motivated or excited. It's about alignment. It's about how your thoughts, actions, and intentions move in harmony or conflict with each other. Think of your energy as a current. When it flows in one clear direction, it has unstoppable force. But when it's scattered, you feel drained, stuck, and unable to move forward. Right now, your energy might be tangled up in distractions, doubts, or obligations that no longer serve you. If you want to step into a new reality, you have to reclaim it. Start by identifying where your energy is leaking. Is it in the constant scrolling through your phone? Is it in the overthinking, the procrastination, or the relationships that feel one-sided? Every leak is a choice, one that can be sealed starting today. Once you reclaim your energy, you need to direct it. Think of your intentions as a laser. The more focused you are, the more powerful your results. But focus isn't just about what you do, it's about what you don't do. What's one thing you're willing to let go of this week to make space for what truly matters? Now, let's talk about momentum. This week isn't just about reflection, it's about action. Small, consistent actions are more powerful than bursts of effort. If you've ever tried to change everything all at once, you know how quickly it leads to burnout. The key is to focus on the non-negotiables, the habits, rituals, and commitments that will keep you moving forward no matter what. But let's be real, change isn't linear. There will be days when it feels like nothing is working. This is where most people give up. But the chosen ones know that these moments are tests. The universe is asking, how bad do you want it? How you respond to those moments will define the trajectory of your year. On those hard days, reconnect to your why. Why are you doing this? Why is it worth the discomfort, the effort, the sacrifice? If your reason is strong enough, nothing will stop you. And if your reason feels unclear, that's where you start. Clarity isn't something you find, it's something you create by asking the right questions and refusing to settle for surface-level answers. Let's also address fear. Fear isn't the enemy. In fact, fear is often the compass pointing you toward what matters most. What are you afraid of losing if you fully commit to the life you're meant to live? What are you afraid of gaining? Fear only has power if you let it stay in the dark. Once you bring it into the light, it loses its grip. Gratitude is your greatest amplifier. Gratitude isn't about ignoring the hard things, it's about finding the energy in them. When you can be grateful for the challenges, the lessons, and even the failures, you tap into a power that most people will never understand. Gratitude shifts your perspective from scarcity to abundance, and abundance is the foundation of growth. And let's not forget the connection. The energy you bring into this final week isn't just yours, it's shared. The people around you, the conversations you have, and even the thoughts you project out into the world create ripples. Choose those ripples wisely. Surround yourself with people who expand your energy, not those who drain it. And when you find yourself in the presence of negativity, ask, how can I rise above this without being consumed by it? The final week of December isn't just a countdown to a new year, it's a countdown to a new you. But nothing changes unless you do. This is your moment to take ownership of your life in a way you never have before, to stop waiting for permission, validation, or guarantees. The power is already within you. The only question is, are you ready to use it? When you're ready to move forward, the next part will show you how to sustain this energy long after December ends. It's one thing to start strong, but it's another to keep going when the excitement fades. We'll talk about how to make this transformation last and what it takes to build a life that isn't just good but extraordinary. Are you ready to continue? Starting strong is easy. The rush of a new beginning, the sense of possibility it pulls you in, fuels your first steps. But what happens when the excitement fades? When the days start to blur together and the pull of your old habits feels stronger than your resolve? This is where most people falter. They let the initial spark die, convincing themselves they'll pick it up again later. But the chosen ones, those who truly transform their lives, know that consistency is the bridge between intention and reality. Sustaining energy isn't about staying motivated. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes, like waves. What you need is something deeper, something that doesn't rely on how you feel in the moment. That something is discipline. Discipline doesn't mean forcing yourself through life. It means choosing what matters most over and over again until it becomes second nature. How do you build this kind of discipline? Start small. People fail because they try to change everything all at once. They set massive goals, overhaul their routines, and expect instant results. And when the results don't come quickly, they give up. The chosen ones know better. They understand that transformation happens in the smallest moments where you choose to take one step forward, even when it feels like nothing is changing. What's one small habit you can commit to every day, no matter what? Not something overwhelming, but something meaningful. Maybe it's setting aside 5 minutes every morning to ground yourself. Maybe it's writing down one win from the day before. These small acts, done consistently, are what create momentum. And momentum is everything. Let's also talk about resistance. It's going to show up probably sooner than you think. Resistance looks like excuses, distractions, doubts. It's that voice in your head telling you it's okay to skip today, that you'll start fresh tomorrow. The chosen ones don't try to silence that voice. They listen, acknowledge it, and then move forward anyway. When resistance hits, focus on the process, not the outcome. Stop obsessing over how far you have to go and start paying attention to what's in front of you. Can you win today? Can you make one choice, take one action that aligns with the life you're building? That's all that matters. But sustaining energy isn't just about what you do, it's about how you recharge. You can't give your best if you're constantly running on empty. Where are you finding your energy? What inspires you, lights you up, makes you feel alive? Too often, people think rest is laziness, but rest is a weapon. Used wisely, it fuels your creativity, focus, and drive. And let's not forget your environment. Look around you. Is your space helping you stay aligned, or is it pulling you back into old patterns? A cluttered environment creates a cluttered mind. Take time this week to clear the spaces you live and work in. Create an environment that reflects the life you want, not the life you're leaving behind. Relationships are another critical piece. The people in your life can either be your greatest source of energy or your greatest drain. Who are you spending your time with? Are they helping you grow, or are they keeping you stuck? This week is the perfect time to evaluate your connections. Strengthen the ones that inspire you and set boundaries where they're needed. Let's talk about setbacks, because they're inevitable. No one builds an extraordinary life without stumbling. The difference is how you respond. Most people see failure as proof they should quit. The chosen ones see it as feedback. If something isn't working, adjust. If you fall, get back up. The only way you fail is if you stop trying. And don't underestimate the power of reflection. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to check in with yourself. What went well? What could you improve tomorrow? This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. The chosen ones understand that reflection isn't just looking back, it's learning how to move forward with more clarity and purpose. Lastly, let's talk about vision. If you don't know where you're going, you'll never get there. Vision isn't just about setting goals, it's about feeling, in every fiber of your being, what it will be like to live the life you're working toward. Close your eyes and picture it. How does it feel? What does your day look like? The clearer your vision, the stronger your energy. This week is your foundation. What you do now will ripple through every part of the year ahead. But it's not about being perfect. It's about showing up again and again, even when it's hard, even when it's messy, even when it feels like nothing is happening. So the question isn't whether you can sustain this energy. The question is whether you'll choose to, every single day, no matter what. Because that's what it takes to build a life that isn't just good, it's extraordinary. The path forward isn't paved with constant clarity or excitement. It's filled with choices, many of which will feel small and insignificant at first. But those choices will stack. Every decision, every action, every thought creates momentum in a particular direction. What direction are you building momentum toward right now? This final week of December is not just about reflection or planning, it's about planting seeds that will grow long after the initial spark of the new year fades. It's about choosing, every single day, to live in alignment with the vision of who you are meant to be. But let's get real, there's a part of you, deep inside, that is resistant to all of this. Maybe it's fear, maybe it's doubt, or maybe it's the comfort of familiarity. Comfort can be the most deceptive trap. It whispers, stay here, you're safe, you don't need to change, but comfort is not the same as fulfillment. It's not the same as living fully alive. Ask yourself this: how many moments of true, undeniable aliveness have you experienced this year? Moments where you felt deeply connected to yourself, to others, to the world. The truth is, most people settle for fleeting pleasures instead of lasting meaning. They reach for what feels good in the moment but doesn't nourish their soul. This week is your chance to change that. What would it look like to prioritize depth over distraction, purpose over convenience? Now, let's talk about commitment. Commitment is a sacred promise you make to yourself. It's not about motivation or convenience, it's about deciding that your growth, your transformation, your life is non-negotiable. Most people flirt with their goals. They're interested when it's easy, but the moment it gets hard, they check out. What would happen if, for once, you didn't give yourself an out? And let's address the voice in your head that says, what if I fail? The truth is, you probably will, at least at first. But failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of it. Failure is proof that you're trying, that you're stretching beyond what you thought was possible. The real question isn't whether you'll fail, it's whether you'll get back up. Here's the thing about transformation: it doesn't come from doing everything perfectly. It comes from showing up imperfectly but consistently. It comes from being willing to try, to learn, to adapt. What's one area of your life where you can commit to showing up, no matter what? Not perfectly, just consistently. And remember this: you don't have to do this alone. The people you surround yourself with will either accelerate your growth or keep you stuck. Who in your life challenges you to be better? Who holds you accountable to your potential, even when it's uncomfortable? These are the relationships you need to nurture. But it's not just about receiving support, it's about giving it. Who can you inspire this week? Whose life can you impact with your energy, your words, your actions? When you give to others, you expand your own capacity for growth. Gratitude is the foundation for sustaining all of this. Gratitude isn't just about appreciating what's good in your life, it's about recognizing the potential in what's difficult. Gratitude turns obstacles into opportunities, setbacks into stepping stones. What is one challenge you faced this year that, in hindsight, taught you something valuable? And don't forget, the world doesn't owe you anything. It's not going to hand you the life you want on a silver platter. But it will meet you where you're willing to meet yourself. The energy you bring into this week, this month, this year, it will return to you, multiplied. This is your moment. Not because it's the end of a year, but because it's the beginning of a choice. The choice to live fully, deeply, unapologetically. The choice to leave behind anything that doesn't serve you and to step into the life that does. The clock is ticking, not just on this year, but on the life you're capable of creating. The question isn't whether you're ready. It's whether you're willing, because everything you need is already within you. The only thing left to do is act. So here we are, at the edge of possibility. The next step is yours to take. Are you ready to move forward, not just into a new year, but into a new version of yourself? It's time. The world is waiting for you to rise,